Welcome to A Better HR Business, the podcast that looks at how HR consultants and HR tech firms grow their businesses and how they help their employers to get the best out of their people. Remember, for show notes and downloads, go to www.getmorehrclients.com/podcast. That's getmorehrclients.com/podcast. Okay, let's get started.
Hello, welcome back to the show. Great to have you along, and really interesting one for you today. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Anna Colak-Fustin. And Anna is a bit like me. She's geographically challenged. I'm an Australian living in Ireland, but Anna, I think, is Polish living in Sweden. And Anna, firstly, thank you for joining me. And secondly, am I correct in your location?
You're correct on my current location. Yes, that's Sweden. I moved from Poland, but I'm originally Croatian. So it's international background.
Wow,
Yes.
you've got it all. You must be enjoying the World Cup then. Very good.
Yes.
You got all your bases covered. So Anna, thank you very much for joining me, because as I said, it's a very interesting one for people because you have a slightly different focus in terms of your business. I'm going to dive into it. But for people listening to this, a lot of people would come to me about trying to grow or start their HR software companies, technology companies, or consulting businesses, whether that be recruitment, L&D, whatever it may be. But Anna's taken a slightly different direction. She comes from an HR background, but she's gone into the product creation world, digital products. So I think it's an absolutely fascinating area. And there are also opportunities for people listening to sort of take some of her resources and use them in their own business. So Anna, let's step back. Can you tell us about the formation of the business, which began, I believe, as a side hustle? Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Before I dig into that, I just wanted to thank you for this opportunity. I'm super excited about. Yes, so technically my business started as a side hustle. It started when I moved to Poland, actually. So in Croatia, I worked in HR as an in-house recruiter. And then I got a job in Poland to work as a recruitment coach. As a recruitment coach for a company, I was actually helping British banks employees with their internal career moves.
Wow.
Which meant that I helped more than 300 people, from entry-level professionals to directors who had over 20 years of experience, with everything they needed to make the next career move within the company, from helping them with their CVs, helping them with interview preparation. And throughout that process, I realized that regardless of someone's expertise and years of experience, everyone can use a bit of help when it comes to navigating job search, whether it's an external one or an internal one. And since I, at that time, still had the 9-to-5 job, I wanted to see how I can translate my expertise and my knowledge I gained from reviewing job applications, interviewing candidates, and so on, into digital products. At that time, I stumbled upon Etsy. I realized that, okay, Etsy is not only about handcrafts and handmade items, it's also about digital products. And back then, I realized that there was a gap in the market, in a sense that some sellers already sold resume templates or interview prep templates and things like that, but almost none of them had background in recruitment or HR. So for example, resume templates, looked great. They were visually really appealing. They were filled with graphics, filled with colors, all created by graphic designers. And I realized that most of those templates wouldn't actually work in a corporate setting, for example, because they looked pretty, but they weren't functional. The focus was on the visual aspect of it, not on the content side, which is still much more important. So I decided to tackle that. And it took me a few months to develop the first draft of my product, because I wanted to not only make it look professional, neat, and functional, but I also wanted to fill it with tips, practical tips that someone could apply as they are writing their CV. In a sense, that would be give them structure and layout, but also be their guidance throughout the process. And that's how it all started.
I love it. Just as a point of order for listeners, can you explain what Etsy is if they've not heard of Etsy before?
Yes. So Etsy is an e-commerce or selling platform for sellers who want to sell their handmade products or digital products. So that's it in an essence.
Yeah.
And for me, it was a great starting point because it was already a platform that existed and had its own traffic in millions. So I didn't need to, in the beginning, do much to attract audience in a way because the audience was already there.
So you came up with a concept, and I agree there are probably millions of resume templates out there, and some of them look amazing, but not necessarily fitting. Let's say that banking example, that maybe the VP of finance doesn't want a wonderful swan in the background of their image of their resume. So there's
Flowers.
exactly. But I have made products over the years more in the HR management side of stuff. And I love including tips and backgrounds and guides and stuff. So I think that's just so clever because it's adding value. There's more reason to use it and so on. So having come up with the concept and spent some time to perfect it, let's say, or get the minimal viable product ready, what did you do to actually sort of launch it and start selling it?
So even before I sold my first product, I shared it with a few fellow recruiters to test it. And I shared it also with my friends and family just to see how they would like to use it and how user-friendly they were. So for me, creating products that are user-friendly was an important thing. Creating products that are practical, functional, and that actually serve the purpose, that aren't just pretty, that really can help someone land a job. Once I had those products, by the way, I do need to share the fact that I also included resume writing guide. It was an ebook with 25 plus pages to really help people understand how they can make a winning resume, because it's not only about the design, even though the design is, I would say, the key selling point in a way.
Nice.
When I put it out there, what I focused on was Etsy SEO. So Etsy has a specific SEO, which is different than search engine optimization on Google, on Pinterest, and so on.
Mhm.
And then I wanted to explore free channels of promotion. So what I started with first, and what I'm still a huge fan of, is Pinterest to drive traffic through to my Etsy shop.
You've raised three different things in there. So firstly, really smart the way you sort out feedback from other recruiters and experts in the area to get their feedback and advice on tweak this, change that. Would they use it? I'm always curious, how did you kind of work out that they weren't just saying nice things to you? Oh, this is great, and not getting honest feedback. Was there any of that risk?
From my perspective, not really, because I reached out to people that I really had like a comfortable relationship with.
Yeah, okay. So that made a better product. And then secondly, you mentioned SEO for Etsy. So SEO, search engine optimization. If you're not clued up with that, that's basically how you get found on that platform. So everyone knows about SEO for Google. How does your business appear at the top of Google? So you're saying that there's a different kind of world or whatever for SEO on the Etsy platform. And it's the same on other platforms like Amazon. People sell stuff on Amazon. There's an SEO focus for Amazon. So that's trying to work out what the keywords are and getting the right product descriptions so that you rise to the top of Etsy, because as you said, there's so many resumes on sale and stuff. So you've really got to shine there. And then, yeah, the last one, Pinterest. I've seen Pinterest and there's some amazing stuff there, but I've never used it. What made you go there?
Well, first of all, I personally enjoy using it. So whenever I needed an idea or just a visual of something, I would search on Pinterest. So what I mentioned about Pinterest is that what attracted me from the business perspective was the fact that I could use it for free, and the budget in the beginning was quite limited. So I wanted to experiment with free channels of promotion. And then thinking about the fact that I personally like to use it, it was really an enjoyable channel of promotion for me in the beginning. Pinterest, from my perspective, is amazing because, as I said, it works as a search engine in a way, and the content I post there is evergreen. So I still have some pins that I have created 3 years ago that are still driving traffic either through my website or through my Etsy shop, which is amazing and which is completely different than how social media works, because social media requires constant content creation, constant posting, and content that is posted there has a limited and quite short life cycle in that is depending on the platform measured in minutes or in hours.
Yeah.
It's not like that with Pinterest. And I think that's the best thing about Pinterest, at least from my perspective.
Wow, that's really good. Yeah. So if you're listening to this, that's a really important point, that the different social media platforms that you can measure their, I don't know, their life cycle in either hours or maybe days. So Twitter, in a few minutes, it's moved on to the next angry tweet from Trump. And then, Facebook, a little bit slower, but still it's kind of a day and it's gone. And LinkedIn, very busy. There's lots going on there. There's a business audience there, yes, but it does keep moving along. So that's actually one of the reasons why I like blogs and podcasts and sort of evergreen content, because it's there forever, which is what you're saying for Pinterest. And so, yeah, it acts as a search engine, so people will find it in the future, but it does stick around. So as another example, there's a website I used to answer questions on called Quora, which is question and answer website. And there's still answers on there that drive traffic to my website because it's an evergreen thing. It's SEO based. So it's really clever. And the other thing you mentioned there, as you're talking about, you enjoy it. And I think that's a really important lesson for people listening is play to your strengths, do what you enjoy. If you want to talk, do some speaking stuff. If you enjoy Pinterest, then go for Pinterest. Is that a fair call?
Yes, absolutely. So, two things I enjoy. One is writing and creating written content. And the other thing is creating visuals, so graphics side of things. And I think that my products combine both of those things, but Pinterest as a channel of promotion as well. So yeah, it's definitely a fair call. I love it.
Wow. So how much have you grown the business so far?
Since I have started, I have had over 7,000 customers on Etsy.
Wow.
I have also helped dozens of other career coaches create digital products for their businesses, and I help them scale through that. So I've developed B2C products and started from there, but I have also started helping or providing B2B services and products.
Gosh. And this is all as a side hustle?
Not anymore. So
Okay.
my side hustle and what started as a side hustle in year number 3 turned into now a full-time job for me.
That's so exciting. So people listening to this probably going, oh, I like that. So that's fantastic. Now, can you clarify for us the B2C and the B2B? So B2C is business to consumer, like food, drink stuff is consumer goods, individual sales basis. And then B2B, so business to business. So what's the distinction in your products for B2C and B2B?
So when it comes to B2C, business to consumer, I'm targeting job seekers and I want to help job seekers through products that will help them navigate through the entire job search journey. So these products are, for example, resume templates, job search workbook, strategy workbook, planner. I have a whole set of ideas that I still want to develop to really be able to help people every step of the way, because I think that sometimes what job seekers lack may be structure and specific information and actionable tips and tools they can use to structure their time and to be really strategic about job search, their time and efforts throughout the whole process. So this is B2C side. B2B side is focused on other business owners in the area of job search and career coaching. So I'm really grateful that I had the chance to build and scale my business on digital products. And I know that many coaches are looking for a way to do something similar because they have, for example, they're either starting their coaching business or they already have an established business that they want to scale, but they don't know how because they would need to trade more of their time for more money. Digital products kind of solve that issue because you create them once and then you can resell them. So they're really scalable solutions for business owners. So with that, I already have a product that I call Resume Shop Starter Kit. So it's an interactive guide on my platform with 10 best-selling resume templates that can be tailored, customized, branded, that I sell to others who can then resell it in their business. And I also provide custom service for people who want to create unique products and offer unique products to their audience. So I'm the one creating it for them.
That's really cool. So on the B2C side, you're helping job seekers with resume guides and advice on the job seeking side of things. And then on the B2B side, what you're doing is offering templates and customizable resources, documents, and things like that, that career coaches can use as part of their coaching programs for job seekers. And so that might set off a few light bulbs for people listening who are thinking, well, we've got a career coaching aspect to our business. So this may be a way to, improve the quality of our service by giving them really structured, beautiful looking documents that they can use. And then secondly, it might be an upsell or a way to add extra revenue to what we're already doing. Is that fair to say?
Yes, absolutely. So digital products are for some career coaches or job search coaches definitely an additional stream of income that doesn't require, again, them trading their time for money. So I think it's a great thing to add to their arsenal of products and services.
Yeah. And just to be clear, they can put their name and their logo and call it their own. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. So even with the products that I've created, this bundle, Resume Shop Starter Kit, it comes with all editable documents. So they can brand them and they can sell them as their own.
That's really clever. Now, I don't know the Etsy platform, but in terms of the online world, when people sell stuff, do e-commerce, these platforms usually have a lot of information, such as clicks, visits to your shop, number of purchases, and all that sort of stuff. There aren't too many ways to increase revenue in a business. It's make more sales or increase the value of those sales, and preferably, increase the frequency of those sales. Are there any ways or plans down the line to increase either the basket size, the value of the basket, so how much they buy at once, and then secondly is to make them buy more often or bigger things?
Yes, so there are definitely ways, for example, even Etsy as a platform allows specific, let's say, thank you codes for returning customers, discounts, and so on. So definitely it increases the so to say value of a customer. What I did was basically use the opportunity to promote other services and products to my customers already. So those who buy my resume templates and everything that is included inside, in the guide, they will also find other ways how they can either work with me or other products that can help them. I definitely want to focus more on the digital products rather than services. But for me, through the, for example, resume writing guide, in the end, if they need more help with the job search, they would be able to find bundles that can help them with interview preparation, other aspects of job search, and so on. So I'm trying to help them with other aspects of a job search besides the one that they, for example, went with when they initially bought the first product from me.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, just thinking about it, I imagine there's opportunities for either videos or courses. I suspect mindset, confidence is a huge thing for job seekers. If they've been out of the market for a while, they're rock bottom, so they could, seek help with that. And that could be recorded or documented, or who knows, or you could partner with experts in those fields. I mean, there's lots of opportunities. I'm curious on the B2C side of things, on the resume side of things, I'm imagining that affiliate marketing would be a really strong option there. So that's where you give people a percentage if they go out and find sales via trackable links, because these platforms all have trackable links. So in other words, if Mary over here writes an article and says, you should go and check out these resumes and job seeking guides because they're so helpful, here's my link. They click that, they go to your site, they buy it. Mary gets a small commission for having done that, but you've made a sale and haven't had to do any work for it. So is that an option in the future?
It is, but I would say if I can make it work, I would probably make it work more for the B2B side of my business.
Mm-hmm.
The reason being is that I did explore this option in the past and similar solutions. So I'm now more focusing on resume building sites, not necessarily templates.
Yep.
A year ago or 2 years ago, most of them started shutting down their affiliates programs.
Ah.
So I noticed that there was a trend. So I decided that maybe, okay, there is a reason there, maybe it's not the best timing. So I want to explore affiliate marketing and see how I can make it work for the B2B side. It's on my agenda, on my to-do list for 2023. So
Yeah. In my experience, the B2C side is easier on the affiliate stuff, but it's interesting to say that there some of them are shut down. Maybe there's tracking some of the privacy stuff that Apple has brought in. You can't track as much stuff, which means you can't guarantee a sale has gone to an affiliate, so they feel they're doing work for not getting sales. There are downsides, but certainly it's a strong opportunity. And the B2B side, certainly co-marketing and referral marketing works really, really well, partnering up. I think for you on the B2B side, on the career coach and your resume shop starter kit is a wonderful product. And there are kind of two distinct audiences, or maybe there's more. One is career coaches already, or businesses that have a career coaching service. And then the second one, I imagine, is people who are in jobs who are doing your old job, where you're the internal HR expert and giving people career development advice inside an organization, which, by the way, I've never heard of that being done inside a. I know there's plenty of support and HR stuff, but no one that their actual job was to do that. That must have been a lot of fun. But anyway, I suspect the second target market to sell on the resume shop starter kit could be the internal experts who are looking for a side hustle. Is that true?
Yes, that's correct. So what I originally started when I was thinking about B2B solution, I was initially thinking more about established businesses. But a surprising thing for me was that there were a lot of new and or aspiring business owners or people who were looking for a side hustle who reached out. And I love that because, again, I'm super grateful that I had a chance to build my business on the back of digital products. And I do want to help others do the same. So you're right, absolutely. So new business owners, aspiring business owners are one audience, targets audience in a way, and the other one are career coaches who already have established businesses.
Can I just ask, have you got any recommended tools or resources that you've used to develop your business and that people who've got their own business might consider looking into or using, or maybe that's books or tools that you might recommend?
We did mention one, that which is Pinterest, definitely as a marketing channel. What goes hand in hand with Pinterest is Tailwind, which is a scheduling app. And an interesting thing is that for Pinterest, I take 1 or 2 days to create content. So I create visuals, I create pin titles, descriptions, and so on. And then through Tailwind, I book content for next 3 months. So in a quarter, I have like 1 or 2 days of effective work to maintain Pinterest. So I would recommend those two. And what I recently discovered, and I think it will help me a lot in the future with writing and content creation, is Jasper. So Jasper, not sure if you have heard of it.
AI writing tool?
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
yep.
So there are now a few of them, like artificial intelligence that helps you create content faster and better in a way. Jasper is, I tried a few of them. Jasper is by far the best. And I loved it. I love it. So I would recommend it to anyone who is like a one man or one woman show who wants to speed up the entire process. Jasper is one of the tools that helped me a lot.
What would you use Jasper for?
So I used it for writing blog posts, but also for all the products that I'm creating, because most of them contain ebooks that are quite long. So I would use it as well. It helps me. So I would sometimes start a sentence and then get stuck. Jasper would help me finish it and write like an additional paragraph. It would help me generate ideas and so on. So it's
Oh,
really
man.
like a writing assistant.
I could use that at a party or something, couldn't I? So I could just bring that on. I have no idea what I need an interesting story to tell here. I'll start something and then Jessica could finish it for. That's very cool. And then any advice for people listening who are either in a job and thinking, oh, I'd love to start a business or start a side hustle, and or people who are currently running their own businesses, whether that's HR consultants or career coaches or whatever. What's your, business launching and growth advice?
Think about digital products as an option or a solution, definitely. So I'm a huge advocate of digital products, which is probably obvious to everything I shared so far. Surprisingly, many business owners don't think that they have a potential to create digital product. They don't know what it could be. But the thing I love about digital products is that options are limitless. So the knowledge you have about any topic can be transformed into an ebook. Courses are as well digital products, into templates, into workbooks, spreadsheets that can be sold. So definitely think about adding that aspect to your business, whether you're just starting out or whether you are thinking about scaling your business further.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Can I just clarify, Pinterest, would you use that for B2B marketing?
Yes, I would.
There you go. You heard it here first, folks. Well, look, you've done so much. If people wanted to learn more, to maybe on the B2C side, they've got a friend or family member who could do with some help on the job seeking side, what should they do? And then secondly, if someone has a career coaching or an HR business, or they are an in-house HR professional and thinking they would like to do a side hustle on the B2B side of things, what should they do next?
So they should definitely go to my website. It's ByRecruiters.com. And they can find all the information there. If they want to reach out directly, they can email me at anna@byrecruiters.com. And it's Anna with one N.
Excellent. Well, don't worry. If you're listening to this on the go, all of this stuff will be in the show notes. So we'll have that there for you. Anna, this is fantastic. Hopefully you'll come back in the future after your appearance on Entrepreneur Magazine or something like that. Yeah, thank you for sharing all your insights. I wish you all the best with it.
Thanks so much for inviting me and for the opportunity to share.
Thanks for joining us today on A Better HR Business, the podcast that explores the world of HR consulting and HR tech businesses. For show notes and downloads, go to www.getmorehrclients.com/podcast. That's getmorehrclients.com/podcast. Remember to subscribe and share the show with any friends who are busy growing a HR business. Thanks, and see you next time.